We all love the Harry Potter series, right? But have you ever stopped to think about the exact moment it stopped being just a magical school adventure and turned into, well, a war story? Today, we're going to pinpoint that exact moment, and spoiler alert, it all goes down in the Goblet of Fire.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up what this book is really about. This isn't just another year at Hogwarts. No way. This is a massive shift for the whole story. It's like a line drawn in the sand, separating innocence from the brutal reality of what's coming.
All right, so before we get to the big moment, we got to set the scene. To really feel the impact, we need to see what the world was like just before everything went sideways. Think of this as the calm before the storm, the final days of peace.
So the book kicks off with the Quidditch World Cup, and it's just electric. It's this huge global party. You've got wizards from all over the world, everyone's celebrating. This is the wizarding world at its absolute best. It's happy, it's peaceful, it's the perfect before photo, right before disaster strikes.
And then, bam, it all comes crashing down. That whole party atmosphere, gone. Death Eaters storm the campgrounds, and then that horrifying symbol, the Dark Mark, lights up the sky for the first time in 13 years. The vibe shift is instant. The party is officially over. Fear is back.
And this is a huge deal. Think about it. Up until now, most of the danger was kind of contained within Hogwarts, right? But this proves that the magic bubble has burst. The school walls can't protect you anymore. Suddenly, nowhere feels safe. And that's a really chilling taste of what's on the horizon.
Okay, so with everyone a little on edge after the World Cup, the story brings us back to Hogwarts. And what do we get? A giant distraction. The Triwizard Tournament is sold to us as this big, friendly competition, a symbol of unity. But really, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's one big, elaborate deception.
So Dumbledore himself draws this supposedly unbreakable age line. Key word, unbreakable. And what happens? The goblet spits out a fourth name, and of course, it's Harry Potter. This is our first major clue that something is seriously wrong. The rules have already been broken. The whole game is rigged from the start by someone pulling strings from the shadows.
And just like that, the game is on. The entire school year is just completely dominated by these insane tasks. I mean, first a dragon, then a rescue mission in the Black Lake, and finally a creepy living maze. It's all so spectacular and dangerous that it keeps everyone, and I mean everyone, from the students to the ministry, totally distracted. And while they're all watching the show, the real plan is quietly clicking into place.
So Harry's been playing this game all year, a game he never even wanted to be in. But now we're at the final task, and this is where the game stops being a game. This is where the terrible truth finally comes out.
You have this amazing moment of sportsmanship, right? Harry and Cedric decide to take the cup together, a shared victory. But the second they touch it, they're not greeted by cheers, they're ripped away from Hogwarts, because the cup was never a trophy. It was a trap, a portkey with a one-way ticket to a very, very bad place.
And this is it. This is the moment everything changes. They land in this creepy, dark graveyard, and before Harry or Cedric can even figure out what's happening, there's a voice, a flash of green light, and Cedric is just gone, murdered. In that instant, it's over. It's not a game anymore. What happens next is pure nightmare fuel. A dark ritual, Harry's blood, and then the absolute worst-case scenario. Lord Voldemort is back, in a physical body. He has returned.
Right there. That's the turning point. Cedric's death is the first really tragic, pointless death in the entire series. It's the moment that childhood ends, not just for Harry, but for all of us reading along. The bad guy isn't some memory or a shadow anymore. He's real. He's standing right there. And the war, it has just officially started.
Somehow, Harry makes it out of that graveyard alive, but he comes back with this horrible truth, and he returns to a world that absolutely does not want to hear it. And the news that Voldemort is back, it just splits the wizarding world right down the middle.
And what happens next basically defines the rest of the entire series. On one side, you've got Dumbledore, who gets it immediately. He's like, Voldemort's back, we have to unite, we have to fight. But on the other side, you've got the Ministry of Magic. Cornelius Fudge just buries his head in the sand. He calls it a tragic accident, paints Harry as a liar, Dumbledore as an old fool, because the truth is just too scary. And it's this denial, this division, that gives Voldemort all the room he needs to rebuild his power.
So, when you really look at it, the Goblet of Fire isn't just a story about Voldemort coming back. It's about something much more human.
It's about what happens when people choose an easy, comfortable lie instead of facing a hard, terrifying truth. It asks us, who ends up paying the price for that denial? And in this story, the answer is clear. It's the kids, a whole generation of them, forced to fight a war that the grown-ups wouldn't even admit was happening.